One flag on the ground.
And how many striped shirts you got out there? Any one of them could have said, no, guys, come on, come here.
We're going to try and
Can we
walk.
follow you there?
Oh. He's coming to this race really well. He had a nice summer after we gave him some time off, and we were looking for a race this fall in Kentucky, and we found one in November at Churchill, which he ran great. And we found one at the fairgrounds going 2 turns, and he ran another great race. Got a little tired. The track was heavy that day, and so if you're a believer in the 3 races, 3rd race in a cycle and a form cycle, there he is, which is kind of a rare feat for this horse because he's always started and stopped. But as far as coming up to the race, he had all his works right on schedule at the fairgrounds after the Tenacious, so we're excited about his chances. Well, he's been an unbelievable talent. We knew that from way back, excuse me, and that's where the frustration comes in, like in all sports, the football players or someone who just doesn't get a chance to reach their potential. So we were very happy that he showed it in spots, and we just persevered with him because his setbacks were all minor. There was nothing terrible, and to get to this point at this age and at this stage in his career, it's very fulfilling and rewarding for us. Hopefully he continues to go on. Physically, he is a monster. I mean, he's a big, solid, strong horse. So horses will do well and grow quite a bit when they're stress-free, not really training. So this horse has had plenty of time to fill out, so to speak, but he really is filled out. He looks like a horse is supposed to look. There's nothing stunted about him. I mean, what you're hoping for is maybe the Breeders' Cup horses peaked out in November, and this is their last hurrah before they go off to the stallion barn, and maybe they might not run as well as they did in November. But that doesn't have to be that way. But as far as handicapping, giving ourselves a shot, a long shot, that's in the back of my mind. The way the race sets up, I'm happy with our draw. City of Light's to our inside, and this horse has nice tactical speed. He can find a rhythm and lay close, and we can maybe follow the 3 horse into the first turn, City of Light. And if someone from the outside goes crazy, like a pattern recognition, or I think that other Calumet horse, I can't remember his name, True Timber maybe?
True Timber.
Yeah, if they want to go fight a little bit with City of Life, Sean can maybe ease back. But we're going to ride him away from there for a few jumps and let him get a good placing.
This horse obviously owned by Gayle Benson's GMB Racing and named for Tom Benson. So as a lifelong fan, and you were saying your family was one of the original ticket holders, you were 5 when the Saints were created. Are you over that loss yet?
No, not even close. But nobody yet in the city of New Orleans is over it, and there's like stages of grief. There's anger, and when something like that happens, frustration, heartbreak, obviously.
That defeat would have been like if Tom Stata was making, was going to blow by a horse and just completely got wiped out, strides from the finish, and they didn't call, they determined there was no interference.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. That's exactly what happened in the game. When you're inside the 2-minute warning, that's the 16th pole or inside the 16th pole in a horse race, and if that flag hits the ground, it's all over. We're thinking about Atlanta, so that's a distinct parallel. There's no question.
2 different sports, and this horse, it doesn't do Drew Brees any good, but if he would win at least, that would be a nice pick-me-up for you, for Mrs. Benson, for the GMB.
Absolutely, no, absolutely. They're separate entities, but it's all tied into one. We're all invested. Tom Amos and Dallas Stewart, myself, the trainers. We're all New Orleans, all Saints guys. That's what makes it so fun and enjoyable. So yeah, it's all tied in, and everybody'd be happy if we could get lucky tomorrow. We could have waited around and run a race at Fairgrounds or Oak Lawn. We just felt like the horse was in good form. It was his 3rd race off the layoff in his form cycle. He might be wrong. He might just get grossly outrun the whole way, but we just don't feel that way just because of what we know about him. And, his races, I think I've seen it in the afternoon. A lot of people have. And what we see in the mornings is just a horse that can do absolutely anything at any time. He could go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. And it's just his time. Hopefully he gets a little rendezvous with posterity tomorrow.